Welcome you to the hearing for the the public hearing for the Jitterbugs Learning Center. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mr. Kenna.
President Trabicki Bell.
Here.
Mr. Conti.
Here.
Dr. Carpenter.
Here.
Ms. Lalba.
Here.
Mr. McCarthy is not here yet. Mrs. Provenza is not here yet. Mr. Suchovich. Here. Mayor Recupero is also not here. Mr. Alexander.
Here.
Mr. Pitch.
Here.
And I am also here.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'm going to turn over to the solicitor the conditional use application for the Jitterbugs Learning Center.
Thank you, Madam President. This is a conditional use hearing for a proposed use. It's the Jitterbug Learning Center. Request for proposal to operate a daycare. Generally, an application like this will be presented to the Planning Commission, and the Planning Commission would make recommendations to council for approval, for any modifications, conditions, and things of that nature. My understanding is that the Planning Commission was unable to get a quorum, and based on the time constraints in the municipality's planning code, it is forwarded to mayor and council without a recommendation. Is that correct, Mr. Stanton?
That's correct.
So, Mark Stanton is our code enforcement officer and zoning officer. Do you want to give an overview to council with regard to this application?
Under the Verona zoning ordinance, a daycare is a permitted conditional use in the commercial district and also in light manufacturing, which means that, as it says, it's permitted but conditional, which means that a hearing is held by the Planning Commission, and unfortunately, there were only 2 members, and of course, one has since passed away. We didn't have a quorum. The members that were here and heard the presentation from Ms. Boozer were very happy with it. They thought it was a good thing, but again, they couldn't get a quorum, so it's here for you tonight. It's a relatively small facility, and I think she'll speak for herself, but daycare is, of course, very necessary today. So it'd be up for your consideration.
Thank you.
Mr. Stanton, in your opinion, is the Learning Center conducive to the comprehensive plan as you know it?
Yes, it is.
And are you recommending approval?
I did.
Okay. And let the record reflect that Councilwoman Provenza has just joined us. Sylvia, we're in the middle of the conditional use hearing with regard to Jitterbug Learning Center. Mr. Stanton has just given an overview of the application and indicated that, in his professional opinion, it's conducive with the comprehensive plan, and he is recommending approval of the use. Is the applicant here? And would you like to address council at this time? Coming forward. I don't think we have your microphone out there right now.
Sorry.
Tell us a little bit about the plan.
We plan to open up a child facility, Jitterbugs, on 718 Allegheny River Boulevard. It will be open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. We will approximately oversee approximately like 20 children, ages from infant to 8 years old. We were looking to provide quality care for the children, offering social, emotional, intellectual development for the children, providing them nurturing care while their families attend work or school. The building is approximately 2,028 square feet. We have 2 bathrooms, 5 rooms, and 2 exits on the floor where the children can have access in case of emergency use. Staff, we're looking to employ 7 staff from the neighborhood to come and assist working at the facility. And doing that, we will provide them with incentives during our daycare service.
Do you have another facility open?
I do have another daycare that's not Jitterbugs. It's called Kids Kingdom.
Okay. Just curious.
How about food?
The food,
How would that work?
we will be underneath the food program, which is through the state.
Okay.
CFP, child adult food program. And the parents can also bring in food for their children as well. All the meals will be prepared on site.
And daycare facilities are licensed through the state.
Yes, we will be licensed through Office of Child Development, which is downtown, and they will come out and do an initial inspection, and then they're required to do 2 unannounced throughout the year.
And then any employees there would be required to have their state clearances, right?
Yes, all employees will have to be required to have their Act 3334, which is their child abuse, the state police, and their FBI fingerprints.
Okay.
How many people do you plan to have working there if you would have 20
7.
children? 7?
7 staff.
Okay.
Including yourself?
We would be able to,
8 with you.
And we'll be doing before and after school care as well?
yes.
So are you planning on having a kitchen there as well for food preparation? Or how is that going to, how is it going to be maintained temperature-wise?
We will bring in a refrigerator, which all facilities are required to have. We bring a refrigerator there with a thermostat, and it will keep the levels of the refrigerator. We're required to check it daily through all food, as required for a food program. It's not necessary that you have to have a kitchen, but it's like a little meal that we look at.
Thank you, Ms. Boozer. Anything else?
I have a question.
Hold on.
May I ask? In the back, is there room there for children to play and have maybe like swing sets or something like that?
Yes, ma'am. It's a small back area in the back, right here, to play. Or we will also have an indoor play area for them.
Because I was going to say you would have nothing at the front.
No, you can, there's different rooms in there that we could turn into playgrounds. They can either play inside or play outside of that.
Thank you.
Any further board comment?
My only concern is being on the boulevard and the traffic flow out there. How are you going to manage that between drop-off times and with your hours of operation? And are you going to have like a safety lock on your front door so that the kids can't have access to get out? I mean...
Yes, we will definitely have a safety lock. Children will not be able to access the door because we will have a barrier where they can get to the door. They will be up on a different level, so they also do need a code to get through the door.
Okay, very good, thank you.
I have one more. Correct. Are there any issues with it being near the gun store that is on the boulevard?
No.
There's no...
That would be an issue for Mr. Stanton, and he's already indicated it's his recommendation for it to be approved.
I'm just curious, no
There's nothing
reason.
that I would know of in the zoning code. No.
Okay.
Any further board comment?
I have a question for Mr. Stanton. 2 questions. Is there access to the back that if there's a concern about dropping off on the main drag, on the main boulevard, would there be access on it? Would that be a better option?
It actually might be, because especially in the evening, the traffic's heavy on the boulevard. So possibly you could utilize the alley for people to come in. You know how like the kids are gonna put them in the seats and stuff in their cars. On the boulevard might be a little bit tough, traffic.
Something to look into.
Might be too bad, but,
Especially with the time and,
Right.
right.
the darkness change and
Yeah,
stuff.
that would probably be one concern.
Is there any parking in the back, or is it just the outdoor play space that's right directly in the back? Like off the alley?
When you come out, there's like a little play space, but then there's a garage, and then there's the alley.
I have a question for whoever can, is this space on the picture? Which is the one that's on our picture? Can't tell. Because when you're talking about the alley, you're talking about Diamond Way. So I don't know which one of these on this picture is the 718 Allegheny River Boulevard.
364 K140.
Oh, K140. Okay.
It's 28 then, 28 foot.
So, that space in the back, it looks like there's a tent or something. Or is
That's
that,
the garage.
okay.
Yeah, the outdoor space is small there, there's no two ways about that. But they can get out that way.
Any other board comment?
Mr. Stanner, all the buildings up to codes on everything? The building, it'll be up to fire code and whatever?
No, it'll be up to the applicable code, but, you know, it's a grandfathered building, and under 50, so considered sort of mercantile. But on this daycare, it would be permitted the way it is, but I think there's a limit, maybe 25, and then you come into some more regulations, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
It still has to pass muster with the state. There's no guarantee there either. That, you know, they'll go for it.
This is the first step.
Yes.
Mr. Stan, do you have any reasonable conditions that you're recommending that council impose on this use?
I don't know that you can make it a condition, but I think that the pickup thing could be an issue on that street. You can't take away too much parking, you know what I mean? So as long as you're flexible with possibly encouraging people to use the alley. Because I could see if you got more than one child, you have to put them in those seats. That takes a little bit of time. So that's something you have to work with.
Thank you. Is there any member of the public that would wish to address council with regard to this use, either in favor of it or against it? Mr. Wharf, did you have your hand?
What age groups you were?
Infant.
I don't think we can put it in a condition. 2 acres or maybe just request that.
Anybody else? Thank you, ma'am. We'll close the public hearing portion of this matter. This may be on the agenda at our 7 o'clock meeting for action by mayor and council. So it will probably be addressed at that time for approval. Okay? And with that, Madam President, back to you for a motion to adjourn.
Okay, can I have a motion for adjournment, please?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Conti, second by Mr. Suchovich. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, good luck.
Can we have a quick executive session?
Yeah.
I'll be in contact with you.
You want to go in the back there? Okay.
It's